What does it mean to be a boy toy? This is the question that we're going to find out about today. Please enjoy. Hello everyone and welcome back to Kinky Catboy. This time with a very special and adorable sidekick next to me. My VTuber friend Cass. Hello.
Hi!
As you can see, Cass is a Genki Incubus VTuber. And today's topic is once again more the very spicy and fascinating kind. We are talking about the topic of being a boy toy. And if you don't know what that means, we will enlighten you in this episode today. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Cass. I am very pleased, or rather happy to be here with you, Fisky. Welcome. Thank you for your welcome. My name is Cass. I'm a bubblegum demon. Okay, I'm an incubus, a kitty VTuber. I'm not a cotton candy. That's like no.
It's an
And
insult. Oh.
yes, we are bubblegums here. Cotton candies are my nemesis.
Evil.
Evil. Although
you're-
I am. Who is evil? Who is good? You know. There is
Beyond
no
good and
there is
evil.
no good.
We are both Germans, so we all appreciate a lot Friedrich Nietzsche. Beyond good and evil.
Fun fact: I've never read this.
Oh, I'll read it to you in your sleep. Nietzsche was very kinky. He died of syphilis. But that's another topic.
Anyways,
So you are a kitty, an incubus, and bubblegum, so to say.
yes.
Can you explain your kink to us?
So it's a little bit embarrassing. I admit it's a bit embarrassing, but well, to be fair, I just like to be used by my partner. Like used like in a way of like consensual non-consent as well. I also like to fantasize a little bit more about extremes, so to say, you know. If it doesn't fit, we will make it fit and stuff like that.
Oh.
And like, you know, the almighty belly bulge, for example, you know.
Oh, and that's why you're a bubblegum.
Yes.
You're stretchy.
It's stretchy, you know. Otherwise, it would harm me. But if I'm a bubblegum, you know, I can relive everything, you know.
It's just a question of endurance then.
Yes. Although I cannot adjust my arms, for example, with length, you know. I'm not that one future pirate king. I'm just, you know. It requires force from the inside to stretch me.
Oh. So boy toy basically means being actually a bit of a toy to your partner, so to say.
Yes.
That he can basically, or she, or it, or whatever, can actually do everything, or quote unquote, anything to you, and you have to endure it. Is that like a core of the interest, or the kink?
Yes, as long, of course, every party consents. That's very important. Like,
important.
and there's a little safe word, for example, as well. You know, that's the importance. You have to trust your partner a lot for that because, you know, if you are, for example, I don't know, tied up, and I don't know what you get stuffed with or tickled with or anything, it's important that you know your partner will stop when you say the safe word. And
True.
it's for me, it's like if I say stop, it's like go on. So it's very, very important to discuss the details like very a lot, because otherwise it's a little bit iffy, I would say.
Yeah, it can kind of cross the borders, or maybe even not just hurt, but actually damage something. Because that means, well, again, being a toy, you're kind of not just depending, but kind of how you say ausgeliefert. I kind of forgot the English word for it right now.
Yeah, honestly speaking, I would let my partner also engage. Like,
Mm.
I'm not engaging it myself because I have not the right to
Ah.
start the act, you know?
Mm.
It's like if my partner decides it's time, you
Yeah.
know? For like as all I have to say again, all consensual. Consent
Hmm. Hmm.
consent given.
But he leads, you follow, you well
Yes.
have to endure, you have to, I guess, kind of be at his mercy. That's kind of what ausgeliefert sein actually means. I kind of got it again. Be at your partner's mercy. Is that like again a core of the interest?
Yes. Actually, yes. Not non-stopping until partner is pleased. Honestly speaking,
Ah,
that sums it up perfectly. Um,
ah.
and honestly, yes, yes. Now that I think about it, yes, actually, yes,
Enlightening during Kinky Catboy episode, but that's
yes,
why I wanna go down like deep into the mind of a Kingster, because I'm not just interested in the superficial stuff like what you do, but what you actually connect with this, and that this is at least a kink I can kind of relate to, and maybe I can put my questions a bit more into the center, because well, kind of pleasing your partner, serving your partner, that's something I would connect to the idea of being a boy toy.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But the fantasy goes way beyond. It's also being at your partner's mercy. And also, I don't know if I would be, alone with the dragon. Of course, is sentient enough to be, a human. It's always that important as well. Um, I know I wouldn't survive this, but goddamn, it would be such a good time.
Because you kind of would be forced to go over your limits, like in your fantasy then.
Yes, yes, yes. As I said, I can't. No, I haven't said that yet, but I can't get enough. Like, um, there's a little pleasure in pain.
It
A little bit.
is. And
It
it
is.
means you're a bit on the greedy side, maybe?
Yes, yes. Like, well, let's just say I overestimated my own abilities a lot when I acquired my first accessory.
Oh, okay, okay. You kind of all did it
Mhm.
all. Said, okay, I want to get the large one, and ended up being like, it doesn't fit, but I want it to fit, and things went on from then on, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, in real life, actually, yes. Like, it kind of like it was such a good feeling.
So you did enjoy it afterwards. So it was painful, I guess, but you kind of enjoyed it afterwards. So was this also how it got triggered in the beginning? Like, was this encounter that you overestimated yourself actually opening the gate for this interest?
I would assume that it would be um, like that cracked the egg completely. I know that I had a thing for that for a long time because, I also have watched a lot of, how do I call this now? Um, very, very lewd anime. The anime that starts with an H. No.
Oh, educational animu. Yes, very
Yes.
important. You get it from the internet, I heard.
Yes, yes. And I was always already a little bit bored when it came to vanilla stuff. And I
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
like, it's fictional. Why can't there be fictional sizes as well?
Mm.
You know? And then I
Ah.
went for the search and I went like, oh, ayo, ayo, Yamete, it doesn't fit. Ayo, that's such a hot sentence. Mm.
Ah, you kind of connected like to this sentence as well that you heard in anime, and kind of deducted the kink from it.
Yes, yes, actually, I think I mean, I have watched a lot of those educational anime when I was
I mean, you want to be
in my.
smart, so of course you have to watch a lot of educational stuff.
Yes, 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 and it's like it was like I already said a German thing there very closely, like fist on the eye, or like, it's like it fit perfectly. It was like, oh, that content, a tentacle, oh, dragon, oh, ooh, orcs,
Interesting.
oh, hello Hulk, stuff like that. So like,
It's
and
like different size, for example, very strong characters, fictional
yes,
characters that are just
yes,
built different, and that kind of get you in a different way, like what a normal human could not do, but what something fictional entity could do with you. And
yes,
which makes sense as a boy toy. Um, one of the last episodes we had was about macrophilia, like not giants with tiny people, for example,
oh,
which is also like an own niche and own community. And I feel like it kind of goes a bit in that direction. You say, okay, that's it doesn't have to be a giant person, but it could be like a very muscular orc or a very muscular strong character that just toys around because you can't really do much. Like you're kind of vulnerable due to size difference, strength difference, and hence you have to endure it anyways and kind of
yes,
make your partner happy, satisfy
yes,
him in a way.
yes. I mean, to be fair, they just wanna get rid of the load, honestly speaking, in those
Ah,
cases. Uh, so they will treat you in a way they want. Um,
like a flashlight.
actually, yes. I mean, boy, toy. What is a toy? A flashlight.
Hmm.
So, you know, that fits perfectly. Like, I would consent anyways. So.
Kind of reminds me on one of my favorite words. I shouldn't say this, so please don't bunk me, internet. But I kind of like the word bumsklumpen or fucknugget because it kind of sounds funny. But well, yeah. Again, the connection is kind of human flashlight. Doesn't have to say a lot of or a lot in the act, so to say. Kind of has to endure it, and it's so your partner's more like on the animalistic side, like very driven by his urges, and you're kind of just there and or well, gotta deal with the consequences.
Well, at least in the fantasy.
And
In
of
real
course,
life,
yeah,
yeah, in the fantasy, that's very important. So, like, in real life, only with a partner I trust.
yeah.
So, like, because that can actually harm me. Because I know the pain when it's a bit too big. There's- there is a little pleasure of pain, but don't forget that pain is also a sign of the body that something isn't right. That's
Oh, I know that.
like, like, um, there's still a thing I own. I just simply cannot, let's call it tame with my current abilities because it just trying to start hurts way too much.
Kanmete, I believe in you, in the power of friendship. You will, But what kind of fantasies do you associate with it? Like, we have you mentioned orcs, dragons, like more of the fantasy beasts. Is there anything else that triggers that kink?
Well, I admit, if there is a dummy mommy standing in front of me and be like, here, that's my thing I put on my body, suck it. You know, I try, the accessory, I would
Hmm.
assume, I would be on my knees. Like, I would be on my knees and be like, okay, okay, yes, mommy. Mm-hmm.
So
I
submission is also a big part of it.
Yes, definitely. Although also forced submission is so hard. But
It's
I'm not
fine.
submissive. I'm a top.
Oh, or I guess you're as much of a top as I am. No judging, no judging. Just
I'm
playful
the top.
teasing.
I'm the toppest top in Top Town. Everyone calls me top because I'm a top laner in League of Legends. I'm so top.
Wait. You just you kind of unview it yourself. You play League of Legends. That means you're a bottom.
Excuse-moi, I'm a top laner. Just because, you know, it's not my fault that, trees and void monsters run around the top lane. It's not my fault.
Oh, that's why you. Oh, that's why you play this lane.
No,
Oh,
definitely no.
oh,
Not
and you don't
I,
want to slay the dragon. The dragon is supposed to slay you. Oh, and lay his axe into you. Okay.
there is no male dragon champion.
Yet, yet. Riot, change it.
Riot. Femboy dragon champion when?
So did it also like influence your VTuber design? I mean, you're an incubus, which already is like a form of a boy toy, I would say, by design, and your bubblegum, which means you're stretchy, and you also mentioned already you're stretchy on the inside. It kind of feels like your model design kind of also influenced or got influenced by your kink.
Maybe subconsciously, actually, because when like incubus, okay, I am hypersexual. Like, uh, I have to be a quote unquote sex demon to kind of cope with my horny levels sometimes. And like sometimes I go feral, like if I don't do something, it's
Ooh.
like uh, on my own, on myself. Anyways, and
What the internet does to us.
and so the incubus for me was already like out of question. I wanted to become a wolf boy at the very, very, very first design iteration, but then I saw a picture of two cute boys. One was a demon, and they were not femboys per se, but they were very androgynous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they were like touching each other's chest, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the moment I was like, okay, I want to be demon. And which demon is a like a horny demon? Okay, it's an incubus. All right, let's go with this. But I still wanted to keep the wolf aspect because I wanted to be unique, and there are so many like, please don't take it personally, but kitties, doggos, foxes out there, and I was like, okay, how can I justify that I still have cat ears?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And that's why I have those ears, mostly because I just wanted cat ears. That's why I'm saying I'm a kitty. Yeah, the bubblegum was maybe a subconscious decision because I changed it last minute. Because originally I would have been blonde in my model.
Oh, actually, oh my god. I actually also considered becoming blonde in the beginning because I really like blonde as a hair color, but I also wanted to the character to kind of reflect my real self more. So I just became good boy next door neighborhood cat boy, brown hair, a bit I get kind of normal for an anime character, but well, that's how I am.
You
So
know,
yeah.
there's a little special in normal, honestly speaking. Especially, like, normal designs stick out. Like, it's insane. I'm naturally blonde in real life. That's why I wanted to go with
Oh,
blonde. I
all
honestly
my
also wanted
envy.
to have green eyes because I have green eyes in real life as well. But I scrapped that idea last second because of reasons and subconsciously went with bubblegum. And I don't know. Maybe, as I said, subconsciously, maybe.
And
And yeah,
and
I was.
did you also find like any other people or friends who share your kink or like that you kind of can exchange your fantasies together?
Yes, honestly speaking, one of them is on from most people on Twitter because in real life I'm not talking about this.
That's
um,
why we do it at VTubers.
Yay! But I recently befriended someone who basically shares the same kink as I do, uh, and the only difference between us is Um, they like tentacles in S tier. I also put them in S tier. But orcs. Orcs are for them B tier, and I'm like, shame. Shame. Orcs are I don't know, quadruple S tier. I don't care what anyone says. Orcs are just there's something about them. I don't know
What's
what.
about it? Now I'm curious. I kind of stumbled over an artist who especially draws like femboys in situations with goblins, orcs, no creatures, for example.
I think I know who you
Yeah,
mean.
I'm pretty sure you also know this person. And can you maybe also explain your fascination, especially with orcs?
Um, honestly, the obsession came mostly because of the accessory. Um, because the
Accessory?
you know, an accessory you can stuff inside your body.
Oh, because they're pretty large down there. Because they're usually pretty large overall. Oh, and they have knüppel.
They
They have like big, chunky
yes, yes,
weapons.
yes,
Like
yes.
ah,
And honestly speaking, they are most times not shaped like a human. You know, why shall I what is it called? Be, you know, say like um if it's fantasy,
mm-hmm.
it can also be a dragon-shaped cock, you know? Like,
True, true.
why should I settle down with a normal shaped one when I can have a silicone dragon-shaped one? Like, I'm here. Anyways, I bought one and it felt incredible. It looked incredible so much. I wanted to buy this thing for like I don't know 1.5 years, and since then I am so obsessed. Like these 1.5 years with orcs because I imagine them with this specific type of knüppel.
The
Um,
knüppel.
and since I have that one acquired now and I tried it out. It's my favorite for a reason, okay? It's not the biggest one I own, but
But
oh
the
my
shape is like
god.
special. And
Oh, like
did you get it from Neotori?
no.
Oh,
Unfortunately not. I got it from thankfully they are in Europe. I got it from a French company.
okay. Maybe a little shout out. This is not sponsored, but I really like Neotori because they are really cool people and have awesome designs. So I might actually even put a link in the description. So
I
if you're
can
kind of
confirm.
interested interested in those kinds of special shaped toys for boy toys, no pun intended, you can get them at Neotori. And fun fact, not many people know this, but I actually do have a collaboration with them. Again, not in a sponsored way, but you will find a Fisky paw on there. And you know, my name is Fisky Pfötchen, Fisky paw. Well, it kind of translates to tiny paw, and so you can get my paw there at Neotori, which is kind of awesome. But
Okay.
I do think the shape is very different from what you would probably use if you're like into dragons, orcs, this kind of
Yes.
stuff. So
Yes.
that
I own no human-shaped accessory.
oh oh
No. I have never owned one, and I will never own. Although there was one that was mostly for the aesthetic because it was pretty what's it called when a bit transparent, but
mm-hmm.
with cherry blossom things inside. Not actual cherry
Oh,
blossoms, but you know, it appeared. It was colored like this, and
cool.
that was like
Sakura cock.
okay. Yes. That's the cock of Sakura from Naruto. Anyways, and that was but only for the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
It was small with 15 centimeters. I will not buy such a small one.
You wanna go for the big one directly? You
I
greedy boy!
started with I started with 11 inches, okay?
Oh boy. That's a lot.
Salvia wasn't good enough for Loop. So anyways, since then it's actually like, because once you have felt the feeling of actually stretch beyond your, that you are used to, that feeling, that little pain.
You never want to go back.
Yes. Actually, yes. Actually, yes. But to be fair, in real life, if I have a partner, it's not about, the bimse bumsel. It's about the love and affection.
Yeah.
That's very important as well.
That's true. I mean, that's usually like the two sides. You have like your partner that you might actually be able to live out your fantasy in real life, and honestly, at least your fantasy is something that you can live out in real life. I usually also like to ask whether you kind of focus on your fantasy or your kink more on 2D, or if you can like, or kind of, for example, art only. There are many kinks out there like war that can only be properly lived out in a fictional way, like through written form or through art. In your case, I guess at least you can also do it with your partner together.
To some extent.
To some extent, of course, and of course, a lot of trust is very, very important for that. Again, how do you find other people for that? You mentioned Twitter as a source. That you kind of
yes. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but just say I'm a monster effer on Twitter. Just say these magic words.
Oh, that's how you find them. So like monster. Okay. Wait. So that's this term. If you look for this term, you can actually find stuff or art that's related to it, but also like-minded people.
Yes. As I said, a lot of them are. I'm not saying names because
No.
but there are a lot of VTubers, and if you get to talk to them a little bit, sooner or later, especially if you, I don't know, for whatever reason, start to talk about, I don't know, Marvel and Hulk, for example, one person might start to simp, and then okay, yes, okay. Either there are people, of course, who don't like this stuff, who are more into vanilla, or I don't know, using a bit of candles and wax, to drip the wax on the body or stuff like that. But there are also a surprising amount of people who are into that. Just look who reposted the "I am a monster" ever post, and then who else is feeling like this. Of course, not every monster has a giant, humongous badumster. That's like, but there are a lot of people who just, I mean, it's also like the monsters itself that are attractive because it's scary. It's you're supposed to fear it, but they are like, oh, hello. Do you wanna let out your anger on me? But I'm more into like, every monster I see is like, what would his cock look like?
Interesting.
How big would his cock be? For example, do you know Shogat from League of Legends?
No.
Okay, it's a monster. It's totally valid. It's a monster that grows in size the more it eats, basically. And it's an actual monster. And I'm like, does his cock grow when he gets bigger as well?
Most likely. I mean, why wouldn't it? It would be kind of sad if it didn't.
I mean, to be fair, it's a monster that is, I think, not supposed to have a cock, but still, it's funny to think about it. Okay, stuff like that are like, I cannot look at monsters the same since I've discovered the cultured animes.
Well, it's a pretty common theme in anime to have like beast like characters or monsters who kind of go in on the action. You also have the whole I don't know if it's connected, but you also have the ugly bastard trope. I don't know if could that be connected somehow, but I would say it's different.
I Still, even though I want to be a boy toy, I have a huge thing for the I want whoever it is to be at least hygienic.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And ugly bastards are not just not just well ugly, but
yeah,
also
not
like
just
not
yes,
yeah.
yes, exactly. And
Mm,
I am not a big fan of body hair.
mm,
Uh,
mm.
I have to find my partner
Oh.
attractive in some way. I don't know. I really cannot explain why I think dragons are attractive, or why orcs are attractive. Although orcs usually are not very, drawn with body hair, unless
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit on the crotch area or the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
beard or the hair. But usually they are not really drawn with body hair. Um, I don't know why, but a werewolf, for example, would also be fine for me because it's the whole body that is covered in fur.
I was
But
about to ask that, like, where's the line? Like, okay, then I can um if you're more like into scaled creatures like
mhm.
dragons, but what about werewolves or wolves and wolf guys in general? But this still okay because it's not like body hair but like fur, I guess.
Yes, there is a line though. I don't mind if that's now. Okay, that's going to be controversial now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love smooth legs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I love the feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also don't like hair on the chest or the tummy or the back
Mm-hmm.
or the crotch or the booty and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, I also love hair on the legs. They are not a must to be shaved or
Mm-hmm.
lasered or epilated or I don't know. Um, but I really preferred. But w- s- characters who are like wolves or kitty cats that have paws and hair up to their knees or um,
Ah,
you
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean? I
yeah, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm.
like where it's actually animalistic at their arms or legs. Not completely, not the thighs. Thighs have to be thighs. Chef kiss. But up to the knee when it's like an actual. I don't know an example right now.
I like an
There's an
anthropomorphic feature, I would say, but
yes,
the rest, like the body, is still kind of human shaped, or like also like
yes. I
a
mean
smooth skin. Mm-hmm.
the pee doesn't have to be shaped like a human, but
Mm-hmm. Now I'm
isn't
getting weird images in my head.
Felicia? Isn't Felicia from? Wait, let me Google that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let me Google that real quick.
By the way, I find it super super interesting that we go from boy toy to like monster or orcs as a
Sorry,
interest, but
sorry.
it kind of makes but it makes sense. Like it makes a lot of sense that this would be connected because how if you're an incubus or like a human guy, what would be who would you be a boy toy towards? Well, it would be something that's more muscular or more uh, stronger than you are, and orcs and all those kind of characters or beast-like characters kind of fit the bill.
Yes, but honestly speaking, it's like for monsters, more like actually the masculine ones, like
Yeah, yeah.
orcs, dragons, um, cats, werewolves. Although cats more fan presenting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but in real life, it's actually more towards the feared dummy mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
or the dummy mommy that uh, will push you onto the bed and put on her accessory and guide you gently.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's more like in the real life estate. A zombie mommy that will be like, "Oh, you're mine. Collar, leash, walkies, stuff like
Monkeys.
that."
Very
Like,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So in real life, it's more like actually femme presenting or
Mm-hmm.
a dummy. Also, maybe a dummy femboy. Hello.
Oh, yep, yep.
Um, but I don't really like buff manly. You know, it's more fantasy than actually
Mm-hmm. Mm.
because I think manliness is always connected with body hair, actually, I think. Usually. But
Well, if you go
there's
the
also
Bara route, I guess. But apart from that, yeah, okay. Well, if you go the classic Bara route, it would certainly be that way. But I guess you can also have, well, many guys who still like to be
Yes.
clean and shaved.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. True. There are a lot of hot, manly guys out there, but I'm not attracted to them romantically. More, that would be actually then again sexually, but the combination of romantically and sexually is more with femme presenting people. If this makes any sense.
Yeah, that does, it does. It's like a
Maybe a
personal
contra.
preference.
Yes, maybe that's also the thing in anime, or rather fantasy, because they are monsters. They are they are sexual in this case. They just want to release their load. It's only sexual. It's not romantically.
Yeah.
Although I would romance a dragon, but that's a different story. But yeah.
Again, makes again a lot of sense if you think about the whole boy toy concept. To have it more on the rough side, more on the not so much romantic side, but more on the, I would say, transactional, at least from their perspective. There might be more feelings attached from your side, but for the beast, for the orc, it's just like you are here right now. I get a release. I used you for that. And
Yes. Yes.
does it also mean that you kind of enjoy the sort of well, giving yourself to them in kind of, or sacrificing yourself for their pleasure? Is that also a component that you like about it?
I said consensual, non-consent.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. I if it were in fantasy and I could create a character that would represent me, and for example, it's a group, you know.
Oh,
My
we haven't talked
character
about
would
that yet.
would sacrifice itself for the group. So the
Oh,
group can flee and the character could like distract. Let's call it distract.
a
Uh,
new way of heroism.
yes,
New
or
Marvel
rather
movie.
Horizon. Horizon.
Kind of what Captain America would do. Kind of remember the scene now. You would never just put yourself over like military wire so your comrades can step over you. And like Iron Man just said, "Well, I would just cut the wire, my friend." And I was like, "Yeah, Captain America, you're just kinky. You want to sacrifice yourself." But that's fine. That's completely not reasonable. By the way, what is your favorite media to consume it in? Like, you can most certainly also live it out in reality to some extent, but would you prefer fiction, art, anime? What kind of media do you like?
To be fair, if I had the abilities to request people, I would mostly go like art/animation of my character. Of here. Hi, I'm Case. Hello. Um in reality it's only the good old Fusion cheese.
Yes. Didn't you?
Cultured, very cultured animations, the cultured anime. Although it's actually more into doujinshis because I don't know. There's something about the cultured animes that put me off lately. I cannot explain what it is. I think it's mostly like, well, I can only laugh. I can only like laugh about it. Like
Maybe.
about the plot sometimes. The plot.
Oh,
Uh,
right. That makes sense. Makes sense.
it doesn't feel good, and a lot of times it is not so consensual. That is the problem for me mainly. It turns consensual later, usually, but not at the beginning, and that is something that is a no go for me.
Yeah, kind of a turn off then.
Yes. I think in doujinshi sometimes there's a broader mass. I think that's actually the thing that appeals me the most.
So one thing I generally prefer about like doujinshi or manga in comparison to anime of course kind of rises and falls with the animation quality, which is I
Yes.
guess usually not that good in like most typical H style anime.
Mm-hmm.
However, doujins can be extremely well drawn. Also, they what I like about manga in general is that they are very good at captivating emotions, and also
Mm-hmm.
like when it comes to fantasies and kinks, you really know when a mangaka knows what the reader likes. Like if they are maybe if they understand certain kinks, then they can not just draw it very well, but they also can give a good insight into the mind. Like a pretty, I guess, well-known example for this would be Nanatsu Kaoru, which is a pretty popular BDSM manga. Well, I guess, also an anime by now, but the
Mm-hmm.
basis was a manga, and it's not just about showing off BDSM, but also actually explaining what the mental thoughts are, which go along
Oh
a session,
yes.
and that's something I encounter in doujins or in manga quite often, which I really like about it. And I guess that's probably a big plus in comparison to anime, which just cannot take the time in the same capacity as any doujin would. And yeah, I can feel that.
Also, sorry to say that, but sometimes the voice acting is just
Ah.
weird, like not good. Sometimes.
Minose, meine Fibose. Yes, yeah, I know what you mean.
Sorry, but I'm always. It's not about an age manga now or anime, but Sasuke, warum hast du mich
Oh,
damals nicht besiegt? Like,
yeah, yeah.
no,
That
sorry.
in
I no
addition, it's just your
respect.
own voice, so that you have
Yes,
in your mind, which kind of
or
can't go wrong.
voice a voice you want to think about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, no, But honestly speaking, like, sorry, I forgot to completely mention this. I think, but complete domination over me. It's like so hot. I forgot to mention. I think I forgot to mention that.
And
But
also a very
complete,
important part. So let's go into that. Like, what does complete domination mean for you?
like, actually, someone who actually put me in my place, and I actually have to ask to do things.
That's
Like,
cute.
of course, there is a limit to the, I would say now, role play. Like, but for example, if it comes to, I don't know, what happens in the bedroom, I have to ask for everything for permission. Oh, do you wanna, I don't know. Let me think about something that is YouTube friendly. Uh, okay, so you wanna release? You wanna
Mm-hmm.
release? You really wanna release? Beg for it.
Ah.
Beg for it. Do it. Oh, you wanna try this out? No. No, no, no. You wanna be the top today? Ah, no, never fucking no, no, you don't. You don't wanna do that. Stuff like that, you know. Um, uh, what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom, but
Mm-hmm.
I also stay under my partner's foot in the bedroom. Like
Mm-hmm.
I belong on my knees. I sleep in a dog bed. Okay, not maybe not that far, but stuff like that.
Well, if he kind of uh, would say that you have to, then you still would have to do it or could do it because it's
Yes.
part of the game, part of the appearance, and maybe the kind of outfit you have to wear for that night, or I guess,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Thank you.
he
Thank
gets
you.
to shows,
Exactly
not
that.
you. Hmm.
Yes. Actually, yes. Uh, they decide. I don't know if I put up makeup or not in the bedroom and stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
complete control over me in this. I would actually say safe space, the bedroom.
Ah. Oh, that's okay. That's a very, very interesting point, which I would like to explore a bit deeper because that's something I would connect from the outside with this king. You can just let yourself go, just let yourself fall because, well, you're not in control. He or she is. So that means
Mhm.
you can. well, relax is maybe the wrong word for that, but you can
No.
mentally relax, like.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I can just be. Yes, I can just be. That's exactly the word. I can just exist. I don't have to worry about messing up. I don't have to worry about uh, any responsibilities because I can't do anything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if someone messes up, it is it sounds harsh, but it is my partner. It is not
Mm-hmm.
me. And no one has any expectations of me in this 4 rooms. It's just I am just existing. The only thing I do is whimper, moan, and obey. That actually, oh my gosh, I just had a discovery.
You're welcome.
That's honestly the thing, and have to be like, and in very worst case, or rather not worst case, but when I see it goes too far, say the safe word.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only responsibility I have, which is a whole that is, by the way, a very very important responsibility. Not to say that, but not to what is it called, discredit the responsibility, because
Yeah.
it is important to say the safe word. It is extremely important.
After all, you want to
Um,
feel good afterwards as well, not just during the
yes,
time. So it's important to also stop when it needs to. Mm-hmm.
yes, and your partner also has to accept that you say the safe word. And good aftercare is so important. Like
Ah, yeah, yeah.
cuddling, spooning, head pats. Good boy, good girl. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Stuff like that. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that is super important.
Also, I
Kinky in
mentioned.
bed. being called a slalop, but getting called a princess afterwards, and before that, chef kiss.
That is such a fanboy thing to say, but I like it. But I can totally relate to it, to have like the aftercare after such an extensive experience. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely
Yes,
beautiful.
and it's it's love. Like that is loving. It's a healthy thing, even though people would say, "How do you dare to completely control this person?" No, I
No.
don't want that. I want to be controlled. Like, and it's not just about sex. Like, yes, when it happens, of course, it gets hardcore, but or maybe gets hardcore, but before and after, it's a loving relationship. It's also during that is still a loving relationship. It just goes very extreme.
Mm-hmm,
That's
mm-hmm.
what a lot of people, I think, don't really get. That they think it's only about the sex. It's not. It's
I guess.
still about the care for each other, I guess.
I mean, it's a very intense relationship or style. Also, I would say not just a daring one, but indeed one with where a lot of trust is needed and required. And I guess that makes it so special and interesting. What would you look in a play partner or a romantic partner for? What kind of qualities would they have to bring so that you can actually truly enjoy your kink?
First of all, trust. Like, I think already said it's like 100 times during this video, but like 100,000% trust. Um, it's also not someone who abuses their power.
Yeah,
Um,
very
that's
important.
super important. Like, I am fragile. I admit that. I am someone who worries a lot. Who worries a lot that they will mess up. Who worries a lot that they did something wrong. Um, someone who doesn't use my weakness, but rather sees me for my weakness, for who I am, and tries, or actually makes my weakness actually my strength, I would say. Like, make me feel special. Not in a way that I get controlled completely, but more like I get loved, I get appreciated, um, and I will treat my partner. I have my love language is treating my partner like a royalty. So it also fits that
Oh,
I have a little like I serve my partner thing going on. But
that's cute.
yeah. Um what did I want to say? Um it's not someone who abuses this side of mine. As I said, I am more attracted to femme presenting. Uh, I don't want to exclude a masculine person. If the right person comes, the right person appears. Like, that's how it works. Um, but let's just say I'm more attracted to femme presenting peoples.
Hmm.
Um, because it's something. It's like I also there's no real. It don't have to be shorter or taller than me or the same height. I don't really care. There's something about when your partner is shorter and dominates you. Like, come on, someone who looks weaker than you, dominating you. That that's
Lovely
hot.
surprise effect. It's a lovely surprise effect. There's also why
Yeah.
so many. I think a lot of people are into like fanboys who are on the dominant side, or like cute guys, cute boys,
Mm-hmm.
or girls. Of course, also girls who are into like on the more dominant side, and yeah. That's because it's kind of surprising. It's a bit of a contrast, and well, I
Yes.
personally enjoy contrast, and I do think many other people do
Yes.
so as well.
Yes. But if my partner, for example, is 1 or 2 foot taller than me, foot, meters. No, not meters, not 1 meter taller than me, but one Kopf higher than,
One head
taller
taller.
than me, one head taller, the good old German. Um, that's also because they have the physique, no, body to overpower me. Like, that's also hot, you know? And if they are
Hmm.
the same size, it's like, as height, it's like, okay, someone can look directly into my eyes, and I cannot really avoid eye contact by looking, like to this, stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
so basically, I don't really have a preference in heights because every height is good as long as you love your partner. Who cares about the height of your partner? God damn it!
True.
Stop Stop having like my boyfriend has to be 2 meters. Like, okay, if you like that, cool, great, but why? No king shaming here, but still.
No, that's
Um,
general no king shaming on this channel, as we kind of just curiously explore the different preferences from everyone. But that also means everyone is, of course, allowed to have a preference to say,
yes,
well, I like you just said, we are more into femme presenting people in like real life. I mean, that's your preference. You love who you love, right?
yes.
Um,
But if there would like come across me a completely cis man, you know, who is just a cute man, like not not your like I have only 3 millimeters of hair guy.
mhm.
More like I still have like the typical, I would say our hair length right now we have here,
Yeah.
you know. Maybe I know this hair is still unrealistic, but you get what I mean. A little bit of
Mhm.
floof, a little bit of
Floof.
floof,
Yeah.
floofy. Um, it can also be buff. I don't care.
Hmm?
As long as he is cute.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there is something about cuteness as well.
Mhm. And did you
Like,
have? Yes. I'm sorry.
hmm? No. You can ask a question. I
No, we
forgot my
are.
point I wanted to make.
Sorry. I wonder if there had any like favorite moments ever regarding your kink, or maybe also funny encounters. But I guess favorite moments would be more interesting in this regard, like anything you encountered online, or maybe even in person, if you are okay to talk about it, of course. But I
Well,
wonder if you have like a special memory that would be interesting to share.
well, I talked about my orc accessory.
Mm-hmm.
When I used it, it felt like my whole world would break open because my Le Bossé did.
Oh, oh, okay.
Like that was like I have to admit it was for now only the pleasure and pain, the pleasure in getting stretched that appealed me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tried this one thing out, it hit a spot. It didn't hit that spot, but it hit a spot where I went like,
Mm.
like,
Ah.
um, like my heart beat so fast, my legs started shaking. I went, okay, maybe it was that spot, but um, my mind went nearly blank, and that's like I would send you the link later on, then maybe you can understand what I'm talking about. But for obvious reasons, I cannot show it here.
I will put it on my
But
throne list. Just kidding. But hey, you did good advertisement for it, so yes, it sounds very, very fascinating.
anyways, as that would be my favorite moment, and yeah, the funny moment actually would be like that I completely overestimated myself when I got my very first accessory. Um, which was like 11 inches and way too girthy already for me. But to be fair, don't don't start with big accessories if you want to start. Just disclaimer: I don't know what's wrong with my body. My body is built different because I was able to get it in the third try.
You're a bubblegum incubus after all.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. Yes. But um, it was it was like the struggle, the funny thing that I went like, okay, maybe I got a little bit too greedy here, because after all, I want to have everything inside me. Like, not every. Oh my gosh, that sounded so wrong. But no,
I'm
like
not judging. I'm just
I
considering what that could be. Like, there's so many options.
like, for example, I haven't talked into a big thing. I had not the chance to talk about this, and that is getting, conflated. You
Ah.
know, getting filled to the maximum. And if this happens as a little explosion inside the body, like that the coom shots in with like the power of a rocket inside your body, and you start just to like freeze and shake only because it's so much on its own. And in fantasy, like it shoots so hard it gets out of the mouth and the nose again. When it's getting inserted your back door.
You certainly would like to work on a Catboy farm. Oh, I know you would.
Like, that's so hot. Honestly speaking, I wanted to make this point. I like that's so hard because as after all, I'm just a toy we used, hopefully not thrown away after the first usage, but still in fantasy replaceable.
A toy that's still being loved by its owner.
In real life, yes. In fantasy, replaceable.
Oi! Kinky, kinky.
But
Super,
in
super
real life,
fascinating.
yes. I make a clear cut between fantasy and real life. Like for that, it's like, you know, there has to be a clear cut for me at least when it
Also,
comes to this.
I mean, you can already be happy that you have a kink that you can, for some part, live out in real life. That's definitely not possible without with all the kinks that are out there nowadays.
True.
Especially thanks to internet, and also I would say big influence by cultural anime concepts, I guess.
There's
Indeed.
so many. I think there's so many kink awakenings lately. Like for so many people, uh, I'm just going into vanilla, but feet, uh,
Mhm.
feet, is so much on the rising.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
like feet is su- pun intended, straight up walking into a mainstream kink. It's
Mhm.
insane. Uh, for that, I have to admit, anime feed, yes. Real life feed, no.
Hmm.
Hard no. For me, at least.
I wanna see you
Um,
and Foxy debating on it. Like he tries to convince you about the real feed, and you say no, just anime feed, and it would be so an adorable discussion.
there's something about feed art, like drawn feed. I don't know what it is. It is so fascinating. But honestly speaking, yeah, but I see a lot of people actually developing, as you mentioned it earlier, a war kink.
Mhm.
There are a lot of people actually getting like interested in war. A kink it's not my cup of tea, I admit. But I can understand the appeal why people are into that to some
Mhm.
extent. Um, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I see a lot of people who are into that lately. So the internet actually leads to developing a lot of things lately.
Mhm. Mhm.
For me,
Definitely, definitely.
I'm still trying to invest people into being kinky about tails because I'm a move myself. So you don't want to get a tail job by this tail.
Hmm. It's definitely
Mm.
tempting. Mine's more on the fluffy side, I guess, and probably too weak to give like a tail drop. But it's comfy. It's a comfy tail.
Yeah, it's a tail I can rest my head on. Come here. Come, come, come,
Aw.
come. You have to click. You have to click yourself. My wings. No. Wait,
Wait.
wait. We make it this way. There.
Yep. And
Give me
now
tail.
tail.
Tail, tail.
Cute.
Yeah.
Honestly, but super fascinating. Maybe we can actually even expand it into another episode another time, or maybe next time on stream together.
Yes.
Because I, I've basically just started this whole segment and talking about Kinks because I hardly see anyone do it, and it's super fascinating. Indeed, it seems to get more and more mainstream. It gets more and more diverse. I guess people find out kinks and concepts through internet exposure and whatever. It's extremely diverse. There's like all kinds of clothing kinks out there,
Nice.
all kinds of concepts, and I'm just like genuinely interested into it. I'm fascinated by it, and I want to explore. And honestly, I've already learned so much. For example, about war, about macrophilia, about feed. You mentioned it, and it's just super fascinating. I'm just curious where this journey is gonna take me and us together as a community. And I would say a lot of VTubers are especially a bit on the kinky side. So
Me?
maybe.
Me? Never. I am an angel.
So
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us, for letting us step into your mind. If you wanna check out this cute femboy incubus, you can check him at KesVT. I'll put a link into the description of the video, and I hope to see and hear you very soon again. Please enjoy your time, enjoy your kinks, and have a good time. Bye bye.